guys, it's coffee time. It's so chilly in the house right now. I mean, it's chilly, in quotation marks, it's chilly in the house right now. I know that it's not actually cold, and I know that the sun is definitely out outside. But inside, it feels like I need to be wearing a sweater for whatever reason. Sorry there hasn't been a coffee time for the last couple of days, but I feel like I have a lot to talk about. So it was cracking me up because on Twitter, I said that. I was like, sorry about no coffee, but we've got lots to talk about, I think. And then Jesse responded with, Preggers confirmed, which made me laugh because one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys was not that I'm pregnant, but that someone in my life is pregnant. And I don't think that she has announced it yet, so I can't like say who it is. I can't be that guy and like spoil it for everybody. It's not my place. But oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I feel like having a baby around will probably keep me from being baby crazy, but maybe it's the opposite. Maybe once I'm around a baby all the time, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I should have 20. But man, that was like, I found out last night, really, really late last night. She kept being like, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you something tonight. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, I was legitimately worried. I was like, I don't know what it is. And Sam was like, yeah, it's kind of a red flag that like she won't tell you anything, right? I was like, yeah, maybe she's angry with me about something. I don't know what it could be. It turned out she wanted me to find out before like she posted anything online, because she wanted to post something online today. I don't think she's done it yet, but she wanted to make sure that like she told me. So I was like, okay, that's awesome. That's super awesome. But yeah, so many people in my life are trying to have babies. So I feel like I'll get a lot of baby, you know? I'll experience lots of baby, and that way, once my financial plan comes to fruition, I feel like such a dork talking about my financial plan. So yesterday, I met with Erin's husband, David. I met with David because he is an accountant, or was an accountant in a past life. I don't know if he still uses that ability, but man, he knows Excel so well. He can navigate an Excel document like a crazy person. I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but it's making numbers that make sense, so that's cool. Like, for me, it's like, all right, cool, so I'm just gonna like grab a copy of Quicken, I guess, and just plug some stuff in. No. He was like making all of his own little columns and putting in formulas and stuff. I was like, this is amazing. But basically, like, I went to him because I had no concept of whether or not I was prepared for tax season, because so many things happened this year that would like drain me of a lot of money. And then I'd be like, all right, well, my savings account, not looking good anymore, right? So basically I just wanted to go to him and talk about like how much I needed to be saving every month up till April, so that I'm like prepared for tax season. So he like did everything. He took 1 month out of my life and like broke it down and told me what percentage of my earnings I should be spending on all of these different things. And he was like, all right, you actually do really good. Like, you know, you spend this percentage on your rent and this percentage on food and like, and entertainment and blah, blah, blah. He was like, you're actually doing pretty good about that. And then you have this much left over, and that's like a good percentage to be able to put into savings. And I was like, okay. And he took me through a process that was really interesting, where he wouldn't let me look it up. He had me try to recall everything that I spend money on. So like every bill that I pay, you know, my groceries, any subscriptions I have, like tried to have me recall everything I spend money on and then guess how much money I spend on that thing in a month. So that was very difficult. There were a few times where I was like, I don't know, should I aim high? Do I aim high? And he was like, it doesn't matter, because in the end we're gonna look all this stuff up, but like, what is your best guess, right? And there were so many times where I was like, I don't know. And in the end, I guessed really well. He was very proud of me. So yeah, I was correct within like a few $100s. He was like, you actually have a very good handle on what you spend money on. I was like, but so we broke it out for taxes, right? Which gave me a heart attack. He was like, you need to be saving a lot of money. I was like, I don't even, how am I gonna live? He was like, just don't get takeout, don't do anything. I was like, okay. So there was that. And then he also made me come up with like a financial plan. Like, what do I want to be saving for in 3 years? What do I want to be saving for in 5 years? Like all of these crazy things. And I was like, I don't know. I would like to have a house someday. He was like, good. That's a good thing to be saving for. He was like, how soon do you want a house? I was like, I don't know, like 2 years. And then he laughed at me. He was like, if you want, like, how many bedrooms do you want? I was like, probably like 4 at least, right? Because like we would need a bedroom, and then assuming Sam and I are still, in love, we need a bedroom and then an office for both of us, and then a guest room. And that would be ideal. And he was like, okay, you're gonna need way more than 2 years. And I was like, okay. So in the end, this is boring. All of this is boring. I totally get it. But in the end, the point is that I don't know how he did it. It was crazy. It's crazy watching, when people are good at Excel, it's nuts. It's nuts watching them just like excel all over the place. Just be like, poop out numbers. So somehow we figured out how much more money I need to be making in order to be saving enough to reach my goals. And it's a lot. It's a lot. But I suddenly was filled with this feeling where I understood why people put together goals. Like financial ones. Because I suddenly, like, rather than, I had a moment where I felt really overwhelmed. I was like, I don't think I can do that. But then I started feeling like, no, you know what? This is awesome, because this is like, I suddenly feel like I know exactly what I'm working toward. I suddenly felt like, I can do this. I can totally do this. I can make better content, and I can stream more, and I can do more projects, and I feel like I can do it. I feel like if I really want to be putting together a safety net and being able to have a house one day and planning for a baby in the future, all these things, then I can do it. I can work for that stuff. So it was a good feeling. At first I was like, this is it's like, He was like, no, this is good. This is really good, because your goal should be like a decent amount higher than where you are, because otherwise what's the point? What's the point if your goal is like, I wish I was making $100 more a month. Cool, I did it. He was like, that's not enough of a goal. You need to have a goal that right now feels far away, and then you can feel yourself getting closer and closer to it. I was like, I can do it. I can do it, guys. I just need to punch myself in the butt. Totally doable. So yeah, that was my day yesterday. We literally did that for like 4 hours yesterday. But the awesome part about yesterday, that was awesome. But the awesome part about yesterday was that Courtney's in town right now. So since I was at David and Aaron's and Courtney is staying with them, I got to like catch up with Courtney a little bit, and we're gonna try to, Sam leaves tomorrow. So I think on Tuesday, she and I are gonna try to get together and like actually spend a lot of time together, because I basically went over there, hung out with David, Excel crunched numbers forever, and then like chatted with her for maybe 15 minutes and then had to leave. So I was like, we need to get together again before you leave. And she was like, yes, Yes, please. So it's awesome because like Courtney's one of those people, I haven't seen her in forever. And then this is Courtney Pants, by the way, on YouTube. You know, I haven't seen her in forever, and then I see her again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're the same person. You're the exact same person. And like, in a great way. You know, she's always gonna be like this quirky, amazing person. And I love that. I just love it. I love it so much. So, and it's awesome to see her looking so healthy. So, yeah, I'm excited to hang out with her on Tuesday. Tuesday's podcast day, so of course it'll be frantic, but it'll be loving. So maybe after Manga Pod, maybe late night hangout. I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, I need to set up cat sitters. I need to get the house cleaned because it's gross. I had an Uber driver who was awesome. Okay. Let's back up. We had torrential rain for like a few hours a couple of days ago. And we've been getting like kind of like some light sprinkles and a few, you know, lighter rainfalls since then, which has been amazing because California needs the rain like so badly. But it was bad enough where I woke up, all of us were waking up at like 2, 3 in the morning to alerts, like emergency alerts from our phones because there were flood warnings all over LA. And the flood warnings were sustained until 6 a.m., which was nuts. So in the morning, my car headlight is out. I'm cursed, you guys. I don't know what happens. Every car I drive, the headlight just goes out, and I think I'm haunted. But my headlight's out, and it was torrentially raining. And I was like, you know, the last thing that I want to do is be that guy, because I'm already going to have a really hard time seeing. So, and it's dark. Like, it was really, really dark. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna get an Uber driver because I don't want to be driving out there with one headlight when it's like really dark and I can't see anything for the rain. So I got an Uber driver to work and back. And the Uber driver that drove me back was awesome. Her name was Tammy. And she was like, yeah, you know, I work like 3 jobs and I'm really only Uber driving so that I can meet people, so that I can tell them about my business. And I was like, okay, what's your business? And she was like, I clean houses. And a lot of people in LA clean houses, so it's a really hard business to break into. But I'm trying to, like, you know, it's me and one other girl, and we own this business together. And we're just handing out flyers every time we Uber drive. And I was like, that's awesome. So she handed me a flyer, and I was like, look, my house is covered in cat hair and is like pretty like for a while there I was keeping the kitchen really, really clean because I love the kitchen. And now the stove in the kitchen is looking nasty. I don't know what to do. And she was like, I got you. So I'm gonna call up Tammy and be like, yo, girl, you want to clean my house before I leave? Because it's just gotten to this point where I'm like, I didn't like the upkeep with 2 cats that shed a lot is insane. You know, I changed the sheets, I changed the duvet cover on our bed, and it looks beautiful. I come upstairs like an hour later and there's a huge white patch because Watson's just been laying there. And I'm like, no! You know, it's just, oh God, it drives me nuts. So, yeah, she was like, don't worry. If you call us up, I can totally get you. I was like, okay. So I gotta do that before I leave. I don't leave for another like few days. Like Sam leaves. Sorry, I'm like, I have eye cream on right now because I put on makeup for news, and so I just put on some eye cream so that it could like soak in while I'm doing coffee time, and then I can record my news video. Anyway. So yes, okay, what all have we talked about? We've talked about money, we talked about babies, we talked about what a horrible house maintainer I am. What else is there? I'm sure there's more. We talked about Courtney. We did Friend Zone and it was awesome. There's a sketch. Oh my gosh. There's a video that was supposed to go up on this Friend Zone, but it wasn't quite right, and I'm so excited for it. It's coming up this next week, and it's amazing. I really, really loved the anime sketch that they did for Friend Zone this last Friday. I don't know if Aaron came up with that or if it was Alex. That was one of those videos where I was really excited because they just did it without me. I wasn't involved at all. I didn't even know it existed. And then once it was done and created, I got to see it. I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious. I really love this. And it just, I don't know, it fills me with so much excitement because that means that, everybody else that's kind of in that Polaris crew that works at Maker is starting to think of fun things that they can do as a sketch. I love that. That makes me so happy. That makes me so, so, so happy. But yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. Just thinking a lot about my YouTubes and my Twitches and all that stuff, and I'm feeling good. Feeling really good. I think I can keep everything doing this, which would be amazing. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go film news and then edit a bunch of stuff and just gameplay stuff. And I don't know if there's anything. Okay, so no, okay, here's what I'm almost telling you and then not telling you. I'm pregnant. Just kidding. So I've been thinking about Swords and Stitches a lot, and I'm not sure what to do about it because I pour a lot of money into that show, a lot of money, and I just don't get the views. And a lot of people have said, well, if you had people watching it for a guest, if I had guests on, it would help a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I think it would help, but I still think I would be deeply in the red on that show, even with guests. So I've been trying to decide if I want to continue with Swords and Stitches. This is so sad to talk about. I've been trying to decide if I want to continue with Swords and Stitches or if I want Swords and Stitches and I Tried to kind of become the same show, where it's rather than me teaching you guys how to do something a crafty thing, it would be me trying to teach myself how to do lots of different things, right? Cooking, random tutorials, and craft projects would be one of them. And then more of the teaching sort of stuff would be in live streams, the crafty streams that I've been doing. And a lot of people have really enjoyed those, and I've really, really enjoyed those. But I'm just, especially now that I'm trying to figure out my money situation, I've been wondering what I should do with that show. And some people have said, well, why don't you just get a Patreon? But I don't want to get a Patreon for a show that isn't performing, because that means that there's something wrong with the show, right? That means that I need to fix something about the show. So I need to think more about that and what to do with it. If you guys, I'm sure plenty of you have ideas or feelings on it, feel free to let me know what your ideas or feelings on it are. But yeah, that's another thing I've been thinking about a lot. I'm not pregnant. I promise you. Promise I'm not pregnant. but I want to have kids one day. So that's what I'm working toward. Anywho, I hope you guys have had a fantastic day. This is a very long coffee time because it's 2 days of no coffees. So here's 20 minutes of me barfing at the camera. I hope you enjoy. And I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.